Okay, can everyone hear me? Want to make sure everyone has a crystal clear volume of me and Skip today. So, hey everyone, we are live, we are recording, and you're in the right spot for today's webinar, 7 ways to get connected with your customers online and in store. My name is Geoffrey Brown and I'm with Main Street Hub. I'm actually part of our local outreach team here where I spend my time putting together educational webinars just like this one, also traveling across the country. I was just recently in Ohio, been in California, Portland, you name it, probably been in that state educating local business owners just like all of you here today. So Main Street Hub, we've been around for a little over 8 years and we manage over 10,000 local businesses across the United States. So what does it mean by managing? We're managing their social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and also responding back to their reviews on Yelp and Google. So our service is a do-it-for-you, which means that we literally do everything for our customers, from creating content to getting engaged with their customers online to make sure they have that same great customer service in store, just like they should. So one of my favorite parts about Main Street Hub is we've written over 10 million posts. So we've gained a lot of data and a ton of insight, and I'm so happy I get to share that with all of you today. And now I'm going to turn it over to Skip Barts, marketing manager from eHopper. Skip?
Thank you, Geoffrey. I am Skip Barts, the marketing manager from eHopper Point of Sale. I've been in digital media and advertising for about 15 years, and now in my role at eHopper, I try to promote the growth of small business. We provide a completely integrated business platform for small businesses, retailers, quick serve restaurants. And the way that we try to foster business across the globe is by providing business owners such as yourselves in this discussion today free tools. We provide a free point-of-sale software anyone in the globe can download. We provide educational opportunities like this webinar. We provide microloans to entrepreneurs around the world. eHopper has over 40,000 registers, and we're currently in over 33 countries across the globe. We are a cloud-based, device-agnostic business solution. And again, with our goal to just foster small business opportunities as much as possible, opportunities like today are just really exciting to get to directly connect and go over 7 ways where you as business owners can get more connected with your customers online and in store. Thank you, Geoffrey. I look forward to it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Skip. Sorry for the delay there, everyone. So like Skip said, we're going to be jumping into 7 ways that you can get connected with your customers online and in store. So as you can see, we have a stacked agenda today. So I'm going to first be tackling how to make it easy for your target audience to find you. You definitely want to make sure your review sites are claimed and making sure that your logo and your profiles are all synced up. So that way people can actually recognize your brand. Next, I'll go over how to extend your customer service on social media and your review site. So you definitely want to make sure that you're responding to your reviews, you're getting engaged with your customers. And like you'll hear me say throughout this webinar, you're showing that same great customer service online, just like you want to show in store when you're speaking with them. Next, I'm going to dive into how to integrate your social media and your email marketing. You definitely want to make sure that these two platforms are actually working together and not against you. So you definitely want to make sure that you're using your email marketing and your social media to work hand in hand so that when your consumers leave your business, you're still able to get in touch with them. Next, Skip is going to dive into how to leverage all point of sale advertising touch points, receipts, screens, and emails. 3 really, really important parts of the point of sale part of the business. Next, he's going to dive into how to use Facebook Live and Instagram stories. I am so excited about this topic. If you're not using Facebook Live for your business or Instagram stories, you're missing out on connecting with your customers pretty much in real time. You definitely want to make sure that you're engaging with them online and making sure that you're actually showing them how to properly use these channels. And then next, he's going to go over how to create a loyalty program. You definitely want to make sure you have one set in place for not only your repeat customers, but also your new customers as well. And he's going to be taking it home with how to optimize your Contact Us page and support messaging. Now, don't forget to tweet us at Main Street Hub and also at eHopper POS. Don't forget to tweet us, let us know what you think about the webinar. And also, that's a great place for y'all all to chat as well, just like in our chat box. And don't forget to use our dedicated hashtag, online and in store. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and jump into it. How to make it easy for your target audience to find you online. So you definitely want to make sure when your consumers are coming across your business pages that everything's in sync. So what does that mean and what does that look like? So you definitely want to make sure, just like in this example with the Graduate Athens, you can see they have their logo. So if I were to see this logo anywhere across Yelp, Google, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, I would definitely know about this business and their logo and about their brand. So you definitely want to make sure that you have the same logo throughout your social media and review sites. It's going to keep it consistent. And when people are looking for your business, they're going to know exactly where to find you and how to find you and notice you as well. So some very important key things, I think this goes for every single business out there, is you definitely want to make sure that you have the right address, the right telephone number, right website, and also to make sure that your hours are up as well. And one of the great things I love about Facebook, it actually shows you peak times that businesses are busy or not busy. So this is a great feature to make sure that you're pointing out to your customers so they know when they can be making reservations at a hotel or at a restaurant, or know when's the best time to come to your store to go clothes shopping. So you definitely want to make sure that you're picking up on these key items of having that same logo consistently across your social media review sites, and also making sure that you have the right information for people to find you and choose you as well. So of course you want all of your social media sites to kind of send the same message. That's what is so great about the consistency by using your social media sites and your review sites together, but with the same logo. So just like we saw in the Facebook example with Graduate Athens, we're seeing the same thing right here on Twitter as well. We're seeing the same logo, and this is also the same cover photo they also use on Facebook as well. So it's not you being annoying, it's not you copying from your Facebook, it's you being consistent as a business owner and making sure your customers know where to find you, how to find you, and when they do find you, they're recognizing your brand. So you definitely want to make sure you're putting these key items into play when you're in the new year, and you want to make sure that you're attracting those new customers and keeping your current customers coming back as well. So using that same logo, using that same cover photo across your social media sites is going to really garner that recognition for your brand and bring up brand awareness as well. Now, you're probably thinking, well, Instagram doesn't have a cover photo. It does not, but you can see right here at the top of this page or this post that you do see that same logo that you've seen across their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram page on Instagram. So a great thing that I love about this post is you don't just want to tell your audience what exactly kind of services you offer at your business or the products you sell. And a great and creative way that you can do this is by showing visuals on Instagram. This is a great platform for any type of business, whether that be retail, doctors, restaurants, home services, automotive. You definitely want to make sure that you're showcasing your products and your services in a unique and different way. So in this example with Graduate Athens, they said, all of the four-legged loves in your life are welcome to stay with us. So this is a great way to show, hey, if you have a dog, you can definitely bring your dog to our hotel. No questions about it. And this is just a unique way for you to showcase the services and products that you actually have for your business. So always want to showcase that and highlight that through high quality photos to make it more engaging and more appealing for your audience members as well. So this is one of my favorite things. I definitely do remember working in the bar restaurant industry, and my boss was always saying, take pictures of the staff, put this up on Instagram. And if you do employee of the month, employee of the week, any type of thing, that is great, it is fun, but you definitely want to make sure that you're showing off your team more regularly as well. You want to work this into your content plan, your content strategy that you're building out for your year. So this is a great way, and I love Scallywags what they did here. They said, healthy dogs are happy dogs. Welcome our family has gathered for our favorite helpful pet products into one place so your furry friend can receive the care they deserve. This is a great post. They're not necessarily saying, yes, we are the owners, but they are just sharing who they are, what they're about, and what their business is about. This makes it more personable, and it even makes sure that when your customers come in, they actually recognize, hey, these people work here. They own this business. So it just adds a more personable touch and also gives you variety to your content strategy as well. So by showing off your team, making sure you have your logo in place, and making sure that you're using high quality photos is going to separate you from your competition and making sure you're standing out consistently throughout the new year. So you definitely want to make sure that you're putting these practices into play as well. Now, we've talked about pretty much just now how to make sure that you're being consistent, you're being seen, but you're also being found at the same time. So you definitely want to make sure that you're bridging this gap of making sure you're showing great customer service online through your social media sites, your review sites. More importantly, you're garnering that feedback from your audience members as well, making them feel included in your brand is going to be a hot ticket for making sure that you're showing great engagement and great customer service as well. So one of the first things you want to do is you want to identify your voice. I know we've all probably had some problems when we're responding to reviews, but you can all just type here, or we have in the chat box, but how many of you have actually responded back to your customer reviews on Yelp, Google, or Facebook? I know sometimes this can be a sensitive subject when you are responding, but definitely would like to see how many people are actually starting to respond to their reviews. Brooke, I like this. You respond as much as possible. That's great. And Diana, I would recommend that you can use your logo on Instagram posts as a trademark. You definitely want to do that sometimes, but you want to make it small. And I see you respond as well. So when you are responding to reviews, you definitely want to make sure that your voice is playing a major part in this. Just like your voice is playing a major role in your content strategy and making sure that you're being seen across your social media sites by you being consistent. So you definitely want to use a similar tone as the reviewer. Unless it's negative, you're probably saying, well, what if they're using bad language? You don't want to use that, but you definitely want to make sure that your voice is speaking volumes when you're responding back to your reviews. Next, you want to be casual but professional at the same time, but you also want to stay true to your voice. So don't say things that you wouldn't say in person to your consumers. You definitely want to make sure there's no disconnect when you're responding online. More importantly, you want to make sure that this seems easy, that it flows, and that it seems real and authentic. The last thing you want is everyone thinking that there's a robot responding behind the scenes. You want them to feel that, hey, this business owner cares, they're looking at their reviews, and they're actually taking time to figure out what's going on with this and handling their situation. So this is really important. So let's look at this customer review. Let's break it down. So this is a great 5-star review. Now we know all reviews are not going to be like this, but I like this one. It said, great bowling experience, especially at night when they put down the projector screens and all the fun lights. Currently they are remodeling one of the bars and kitchen. They still have one bar open on the west side of the building. They also have an arcade room and billiards room. I've been coming to Bird Bowl since I was a kid, and I've never had a bad experience. So this is overall a great review from a customer. So you definitely want to pay attention to a couple of things when you're responding to your reviews. Number one, I like how when this person responded back, the manager said, I'm delighted to hear every one of your visits here have been a success, Evan. So as you can see, this is Evan's name. So they're being personal online. They're being authentic by using that person's first name. Now that's not going to always happen. So you definitely want to make sure you're paying close attention to this. Next, you can see, thanks for all your support over the years. Summarizing essentially what he said about him coming here since he was a kid, and can't wait until the next time you make it your way, or make it our way. So leaving that open line of communication, you definitely want to make sure you're doing these 3 things when you're responding to not only your positive reviews, but all your reviews as well. You're being personable by using their first name. Your audience members usually like that. It's something they can attest to, and they really make it seem more personal and authentic when they get that response from their owner. And you also want to make sure that you're sprinkling those breadcrumbs of what the consumer said back into your response. It makes it seem like you listen and they're being heard. And last but not least, leaving an open line of communication. Can't wait until the next time you make it our way. So just something easy, something to end the conversation on a good note. Welcome them back to the business. Now, and Skip's going to go into this a little bit more, but you definitely want to make sure with Google, you have great photos, not just Google, but across all of your social media review sites. When you're trying to connect with your customers and garner that engagement online and in store, they're very visual heavy. You want to make sure that everything looks nice, it looks crisp, just like when they walk into your business. You want to make sure it's professional looking and they have everything they need to make a buying decision from you in that very moment. So I like this review that Naju left about Reen's Bed and Breakfast. This place was such a great little surprise to find. We stayed in Jules' room, which was beautifully decorated, and the beds were so comfortable. The breakfasts were delicious, and especially the banana nut waffles. Those actually do sound great. So Reen was an absolute delight and so welcoming. We'll definitely be recommending this place to anyone looking for somewhere to stay, visiting Rochester. So the business owner took a very short approach to responding back to the review, which is fine. But you definitely want to make sure that you're responding no matter what. Now, as you can see, this was left 4 months ago, but the owner responded 4 weeks ago. So you definitely always want to make sure no matter what it is. 4 months old, 6 months old, 2 years old, you're responding to all your reviews. Just shows your future customers that you handle business online, and it shows your current customers that you're actually reading and taking care of business in-house. So the response goes as follows: so glad you found me, Naju. So using that first name, I enjoyed welcoming you in and can't thank you enough for the kind review. Hoping you'll make it back to Rochester sometime soon, Reed. So just really being personable, really being authentic, and really hitting a home run with responding to this review. Couldn't have done it better. So negative reviews, they're gonna come up. So you definitely want to make sure that you're apologizing, you're identifying that core issue right off the bat, and you're also showing that you're listening. So a tip that you can take from this last section that we just went over a little bit about reviews, you're sprinkling those breadcrumbs back in. Asia said, what about reviews that don't leave any comments, just a star rating? Those are your neutral reviews. So you definitely want to make sure you're responding to them and saying, we see that you left a star rating, but we would love to hear a little bit more from you. You can email us or give us a call at this number. So again, leaving that open line of communication, still showing great customer service online, even if they just left a star rating. And that typically happens on Google. I see that a lot. So good question. That's a really good one. So with your negative reviews, as you can see, this is going to be a scathing review right off the bat. This person said, worst experience ever. Even though it said every, but it's okay. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I know it's a little bit lengthy, but they own a sweet American Staffordshire Terrier pit bull mix who lives other dogs and playing with them. Never hurt anyone in all the years we've had them. This pet care seemed nice enough to take care of him while we were on vacation. So kind of boarding, if you're a dog boarder, you are a veterinarian, you definitely want to make sure, especially when you're dealing with someone's animals, their personal items, you definitely want to make sure that you are responding back to these kind of reviews no matter what. So they go on to say, unfortunately, we received a call after paying, after dropping him off and after leaving on our trip, that our sweet boy would be codified in the kennel his entire stay for liability reasons. So they go on, and clearly they were not happy about this. So let's actually see how the business handled this type of review in this kind of situation. So note they left this review on 12/19/2018. So it did take some time for them to respond, but they still responded back to this review. I always suggest responding back to reviews 24 to 48 hours, but you definitely want to make sure that you're handling your reviews and you're responding to them no matter what to show great customer service. So the business owner says, Ted, I can totally understand your frustration, and I apologize if you felt disappointed or misled. We're committed to providing safety and comfort for all of our animals under our care. At times, that requires us to make decisions in the best interest of all of them. We hope you can understand. Wishing you the best all the same, Mike Campbell, owner. So when you're responding to a negative review, you're going to go a little bit different, as we just saw. You want to make sure that you're being personal by using the person's first name. You want to make sure that you're identifying the core issue and also leaving that open line of communication. But also at the same time, you can see that the business owner, Mike, defended and apologized. So that's going to have to happen sometimes. You're going to have to defend your business while apologizing for what happened at the same time to make it better, but also at the same time to show your customer that great customer service that you really want to show them, just like you would in person if they were talking to you face to face. Now, this is going to be my last topic that I'm going to talk about, and then I'm going to be quiet and turn everything over to Skip. But definitely wanted to hone in on integrating your social media and your email marketing. Two big things: social media, which everyone's on. I'm constantly on it. Your consumers are constantly on it when they walk into your business. And email marketing, one of the top ways to make sure that you're staying in connection with your customers when they leave your business. Just because they sign a check, they pay a bill, that doesn't mean that the communication, that great customer service that you provided them is over. So you definitely want to make sure when they leave that you're able to communicate with them and show them great things that you're doing for your business. So you definitely want to use email to reconnect with loyal customers. More importantly, get engaged with those new customers. I know that when you get emails from business, sometimes it can be spammy, but these are some tips and tricks that you can make sure that you're doing to make sure that your email is standing out from your competition, and a great way for you to get engaged with your audience as well. So Cryo Wellness, I love this. It says Cryo with a cause. Nobody loves giving back more than your local business. And this is a great thing that they're doing. You want to make sure that you're connecting with your audience members in a way that they're going to appreciate as well. So giving back to the community, having an email with the cause is going to be great. And I love that this is right up top, as you can see in both of these examples. Cryo for a cause, January special, free 40-point inspection. So you definitely want to make sure that what you're talking about, your main objective, is at the top of this email. And then you want to make sure that your emails are kept short and sweet, but alive with a lot of great visuals, colors, content, and graphics. You definitely want to make sure that your emails are encompassing this because this is what's going to keep your business top of mind. And also, this is going to be a great email to share because I can definitely see right here the January special free 40-point inspection. Going to definitely do that. And a $65 value. At the same time, you can see over here with Cryo, they're offering a wide variety of massage therapy styles. So if you want to start off your new year right, these are great things to actually add into your newsletter. And as you can see, they have all the right contact information right here, as well as their social media links. That's always important. Whenever you're sending out an email, make sure to include your icons that lead back to your social media sites so they can stay connected. So this is a restaurant example, and I like this one because with social media, you definitely want to make sure that you're garnering and getting those signups from your audience members. I know some businesses still use pen and paper to get people's address, but you definitely want to make sure that you're including this on your social media as well. So 9 round, 30-minute Kickbox Fitness said, your worries will subside when you sign up for our emails, and they simply leave their email link right here. And I love this FOMO, fear of missing out, which I think Skip is going to touch on that later. But you definitely want to make sure that you're creating that for your audience, that fear of missing out, that they're missing something in these emails, whether that's specials, promotions, coupons. But you definitely want to make sure in your emails that you have that clear call to action. It's designed with great graphics and great content. And more importantly, that you're using your social media sites to gain that traction to build out your email list as well. So these are just some simple practices that you can make sure that you're doing online while making sure that you're showing great customer service in person. And just like in this example with Aurora Fit Body Bootcamp, we can make your inbox pretty cool too. And I like this as our email list is ice. So this is really great. I like how they do the graphic. It's really funny or punny, if you will. But you definitely want to make sure that you're making it cheesy and you're making it clever, but you're also working in your email list into your social media content strategy as well. And now I'm going to turn it over to Skip. I'm going to stop talking, and he's going to take over and talk to us about how to leverage all point of sale.
Thank you so much, Geoffrey. I think Geoffrey did an amazing job of just kind of outlining the point of today's webinar, which was ways for small business owners to connect with their customers both online and in store. I happen to work for a point of sale software company. A lot of my angles are going to be more about in store because, like Geoffrey said, I think the real takeaway from what he just ran down is just because the sale is completed does not mean your interaction with that customer is completed. And I think that there are a lot of point of sale advertising touch points that could extend that conversation with the customer after the transaction is completed. And the first of these is the sales receipt. Before getting into it, I'm sure anyone that's been to a CVS recently is well aware of this effect. You walk in and you buy a pack of gum, and the machine spits out about 4 feet of paper with the receipt on there. And while that seems like a waste of paper on the front, this is an extremely valuable piece of advertising real estate. In retail and hospitality, every point of contact you have with your customer is an advertising opportunity. Just like Geoffrey laid out, just because the sale is completed doesn't mean the communication is done. And sort of the first step of this post-communication is the sales receipt. This is a customer who's come into your store, they have completed purchase, you're looking in the eyes, you have their money, you have their credit card information. What a great opportunity to try to engage with them. And a great way to do that is with the physical sales receipt. So the example on the slide is the sales receipt from the Gap. And what I love about this one is like, they're touching all the points. They're offering a 20% discount to their customer. They are encouraging the customer to follow their social media accounts. And they're encouraging the customer to leave a review. So all these different digital touch points are all sort of wrapped up into one in this physical sales receipt. I know a piece of paper seems like an antiquated notion, but at the end of every transaction is a piece of paper. So as a small business owner and as a retailer, this is an amazing opportunity for you to produce more engagement, for you to further connect with these customers. They already like your product. I mean, that is the end result of all of this. That is the goal for every small business owner, is continued purchase, a lifetime value for the customer. And the sales receipt represents just an amazing opportunity for that. Like we said, on this Gap receipt, they are offering a discount. They're encouraging reviews. Geoffrey went over how to handle those reviews once they come in. You can advertise your social accounts, and Geoffrey's already gone over how to optimize that. So it's almost like the end of a small business funnel is the sales receipt. So as a business owner, if you're not optimizing that, if you're not leveraging that as much as possible, you might be missing out on a very valuable connection point with your customer. The next thing, extending the sales receipt analogy, is just your simple point of sale display. There are an infinite array of point of sale hardware and configurations options out there. So it's really valuable to also use that real estate. If you're trying to capture eyeballs, you have your customers' eyeballs at the point of sale. So you need to make sure that you're doing everything possible to promote that lifetime value of the customer, to promote a repeat purchase. So this is a great place to promote a carousel of upcoming products. This is also another place to promote your social media handles. This is a way to promote the website for your URL. Maybe you need to advertise a doorbuster sale that you have coming up for Black Friday or for President's Day or for any holiday on the map. This point of sale display is just extremely valuable for any retailer. And if your current point of sale does not have a customer facing display, then as a business owner, maybe that's something you need to look into. You might be missing the opportunity to connect with your customers when they're actually making the purchase. And it's something for any business owner to consider. It's extremely valuable. So that example, the point of sale display is more for retail. If I could switch that over to more of a hospitality or perhaps a quick serve restaurant that might be among us. The same thing, this almost combines the point of sale display with the sales receipt idea. So here's an example. You're a small cafe, perhaps you're a food truck or a cafe that does takeout orders. Of course, you want to make as many orders as you possibly can, and everyone knows these days that that is eventually going to lead to aggregate food ordering websites such as Seamless, Grubhub, Caviar, Uber Eats. Now, while these sites are amazing at capturing traffic and they're amazing at taking your order, as a small business owner, you're getting hammered by these sites. Often they charge up to a 30% premium per order. So a great tip for any QSR industry is take the order off Seamless, take the order off Grubhub, take the order off Uber Eats, but then you slide in a direct note to your customer. Perhaps it's a coupon code. Perhaps it's a little flyer that you print up. But when you slide this into the bag of the food that's being delivered from the third-party site, just say, hey, as a valued customer, here's 20% off your next order if you come into our own site. Order from us next time, pick up in store, and as a valued customer, we'll give you an extra 20% off. Now, what I love about this is everyone's happy. Everyone's eating here, right? So you are increasing your profit margin. You're avoiding the 30% tax to Seamless. The customer is saving 20%. And you are funneling that traffic back into your own ecosystem where you can capture emails, where you can promote your social media accounts. Perhaps you engage more followers. But the best way to connect with your customers is through your own website, through your own online ordering. And a great way to do that is to leverage these other gigantic corporation third-party sites back towards your own site. And so particularly for QSR industries, this is a point of sale touch point that is often overlooked, but would be very valuable to anyone that engaged with it. The next step, so Geoffrey went over a lot of this with Facebook, but Google My Business. The fact is your customers are going to search for your name or they're going to search for your industry. If you are a Chinese food restaurant, they're going to search for Chinese food near me. And unless you have filled out your Google My Business profile, you're never going to show up in those results. This is step one to appearing on search engine result pages. This is step one to providing local search engine optimization. So anyone within your area as a small business, if they're searching for the title of your company, if they're searching for the category of your company, if you make socks and someone types in, I need to buy socks in Lexington, Kentucky. Unless you have this Google My Business profile filled out, you're missing out on all those queries. So not only does it provide local SEO, like Geoffrey went over, it shows your hours of operation. It displays your map location, which is extremely important. How many of us find everything through the maps in our phone these days? It increases your foot traffic. And simply put, businesses that have this sort of information filled out through Google are going to show up in search results sooner, and that means you're going to generate more business. So again, for either retail or for quick service restaurants, filling out this information is just, it's imperative. It's step one to connecting with your customers, which is the end goal of all of this. So on the next slide, as you can see, this is just reemphasizing that the Google search is almost the most important way that your customer is going to find you. And the beauty of filling out this Google My Business information that we went over on the previous slide is that it combines the effective reach of a Google search with the Google Map data. And again, that's for any sort of local business, any sort of small business, that is imperative. If someone needs paper printing today, and you are in their zip code and you have your information filled out properly, you're going to show up when someone searches for how can I get paper printed today. So not only are you connecting with new customers that way, any sort of existing customer, you're going to show up in their search results, and this is just going to funnel and fold over the engagement over and over and over again. And like Geoffrey went over in great detail, reviews are crucial. Simply put, businesses that have Google reviews are going to show up and results before businesses that do not have Google reviews. So you need to respond to these reviews, but you need to encourage these reviews. And like we went over on the point of sale advertising with the sales receipt, or even on your point of sale display, or even through your social media, these are amazing opportunities to encourage happy customers to leave reviews. The more reviews you have, the more robust your profile, the more traffic, and then ultimately the more sales that you can generate. So switching over from the point of sale touch points, Facebook Live and Instagram stories. This is sort of the ultimate connection point with your customers through social media. And we're going to go over here, since Facebook Live, since 2016, it has overtaken YouTube as the #1 video streaming service on the entire internet, which means for any small business owner, if you're not leveraging Facebook Live, you're simply missing out. Facebook streaming services are available to 1.5 billion daily users. It doesn't matter the size or the scale of your business, everyone needs a part of the 1.5 billion daily users that this provides access to. So why go live? You know, everyone is familiar with the Facebook profile. Maybe your business is using Facebook Live or Instagram Live stories. Maybe your business is just posting static images of products that we're all familiar with. But the data supports the fact that video streams lead to engagement. And what we're trying to do today is find ways to connect to your customer, and that equals live video streaming. Facebook Live videos are watched 3 times longer than videos that are not live. So that means you can take the same video and upload it in a normal Facebook post. But if you go live with that same video content, 3 times the people are going to see it. That's 3 times the eyeballs, that's 3 times the engagement, and hopefully that's going to lead to more business. Not only that, but Facebook users comment 10 times more on live videos. Again, this is just going to foster more engagement. It's going to fold itself over and over and over and connect you deeper with your customers. Since its launch 2 years ago, live stream searches have increased 330%. So that's 1 in every 5 videos that are broadcast on Facebook. Anyone that's opened their app on their phone recently is intimately familiar with the sheer amount of content involved here. So 1 in 5, that is, whether or not you're in retail, whether or not you're in a quick serve or hospitality industry, this is just vital for you to capture. So what we're saying is that the Facebook Live is beating the algorithm. Everyone is trying to appease the Facebook overlords to get their product shown, to show up in people's feeds, and these days, simply put, going live is the best way to achieve that. On the next, we will see the direct benefits of using Facebook Live versus uploading videos. Going live on Facebook, it's going to generate a larger audience. It's going to provide much less costs. Going live is completely free. Excuse me. So you have a higher engagement rate, and people just simply love it. If you're not using Facebook Live, you're missing a tremendous chance to engage directly with your audience. So how do I go live? Maybe some of you here today have never used this. Maybe you have, but it's extremely simple. You just need to open up your Facebook app and choose the news feed that's attached to your business. Once that's done, you just simply do a post normally. You open a post like you would type in anything, and then once you've done that, you just need to select the More button and just choose Go Live. And once you choose Go Live, you're able to write a description. You're able to incorporate relevant hashtags so people can find your business. You're able to add geolocation so people are more likely to find your business locally. And then here's a great opportunity to incorporate all those best practices Geoffrey went over on the first few slides. But going live is extremely simple, and every business owner should absolutely look into it. Now, Facebook Live versus Instagram Stories, like Geoffrey was talking about with meet the team, show your business. A lot of people and businesses view Instagram almost as the mood board of your organization. And if we're trying to come up with ways to connect to our customers, and if we're trying to display the mood board of what your company, what your people, and what your product is about, Instagram stories are just a fantastic way to do that. Instagram stories are perfect for behind the scenes looks like meet the team. Perhaps you're a business that has live events. You have a pop-up shop or a doorbuster deal, or you have some sort of live entertainment one you need in your business. Instagram stories are the perfect way to promote this. And get creative with Instagram stories. People expect it to be expressive. There are filters that you can use. There are emojis that you can use. Really, to me, the beauty of Instagram stories is this impersonal nature, where as Facebook is going to exist forever and it's going to be posted forever and anyone can view it and you need to be corporate clean, and Instagram story is much more ephemeral. It comes and goes. People process it, they digest it, and often they're not going to think about it again. So get creative. And as we were saying, posts with a geotag on average get 80% more engagement than those without. So if you're a small business, you need to focus on hyper local. Google My Business, Instagram stories, Facebook Live, and always include the geotag, because people with an interest in your product in your area are going to be much, much more likely to find it that way. So all these ideas are funneling towards creating a connection with your customers. You found them online, you are advertising your wares on the point of sale, you're engaging with email. The next step for any small business is creating a loyalty program. So why do customers participate in a loyalty program? Well, as you can see to the graph on the slide, 57% are simply interested in saving money. Another 37% are interested in saving rewards, which also funnels back into money. But basically, the point I want to impress here is if the end result is connection with customers, and you're going to put forth all this effort on making sure your identity is clean and crisp and consistent on your social media, making sure you're leveraging all the advertising touch points on your point of sale, the ultimate endpoint of this should be some sort of reward for the customer. So what does the customer get for following your social media handles, for signing up for your emails, for reading these long sales receipts that we're going to print out? So at the end of the day, the loyalty program is where you're going to give back to these customers. They should receive some sort of benefit for engaging with your business, for engaging with you, for engaging with your product at all these important levels. So it's important to choose a name for your loyalty program. It's important to create a deeper meaning. Why is a customer signing up for this? Anyone that sees a mention of your loyalty program should know exactly why they're offering that. And offer a variety of awards. Most companies offer a point scale. So the really important thing is just to provide a lot of opportunities for people to enroll. Like we went over, the sales receipt is a great place for this. Your customer-facing display on your point of sale is a great place for this. Your social media is another great place for this. But you need to advertise why it's important, why this engagement that you're encouraging the customer to partake in is valuable to them. And the loyalty program is the way to do this. So once you have your loyalty program in place, you need to optimize it and to really make it the most use for you and your customers. So from your business side, the most important thing is to set your goals. What do you hope to create with this loyalty program? You need to set a budget. This can be a difficult thing for most small businesses, but how much are we willing to spend on a loyalty program? How much of a discount can we take? Where are we going to offer this to our customers? How are we going to encourage our customers to sign up for our loyalty program? I know with eHopper, we have a marketing box app that creates a loyalty program. So as you are processing payments, as you are using our point of sale, this customer data is stored, and then you can simply jump into your back office, filter out your reports for whatever sort of customer data or metrics you need to see. And then perhaps you want to isolate people that buy ice cream from your restaurant. Well, with the proper point of sale and the proper software in place, that's extremely easy to do, and then you can offer loyalty programs based on that customer behavior. And again, if the end results that we're trying to achieve is connection with our customers, nothing is more important than optimizing your contact page and your support messaging. These are customers that have purchased from you or that might be likely to purchase from you, and they need to know how to get in touch with you. So on the slide to our right, we see the eHopper Contact Us page. And the ultimate goal of this should be to provide the white whale, the unicorn, for all retail, which is perfect customer service. And the best way to do that is to make sure your Contact Us page is optimized in a way that anyone can clearly see your business, how to get in touch with you, and the I'm sorry, I think I lost everyone for a second there, but so the most important thing here is just, again, to make sure that your Contact Us page is marked up in the same way, so if someone is searching for your website, they're able to find this information. It should be readily available, easily displayed, and set up in a way so that Google is able to crawl it to find your business. So that comes to the end of my Contact Us page. I'm going to send this back off to Geoffrey, and I think we're going to wrap all this up now.
Yes, thank you so much, Skip, for all this great content. And like Skip said, this is something that's important for your audience members because, like we did in the beginning, we covered what you're doing online to get those customers to your business. So making it easy for them to for your audience to actually see you online. So what does that entail? That entails you having a consistent logo, cover photo, responding to reviews, and making sure you're really having all that information necessary for people to find you and choose you. So we next went through how to extend your customer service on social media. Remember, respond to your reviews. I know a few of y'all said we respond to every single review that we get. So people said they haven't started responding yet. No matter if the review is 2 days old or 6 months old or a year old, you still want to make sure you're responding to all those great reviews, negative, positive, even the ones where they just leave stars as well. And I also went over to how to integrate your social media and your email marketing, two important channels for you to make sure that you're really garnering that great brand awareness. More importantly, you're staying in touch with your customers after you hand them that receipt. Next, Skip went through 4 amazing talking points. The first one, he talked about how to leverage all point of sale advertising touch points. So the receipts, the screens, the emails. You want to make sure that everything is going hand in hand to make sure that you're getting the most out of your point of sale system. Next, he went over how to use 2 of the biggest trends that are going to be taking over 2019, in my opinion, is Facebook Live and Instagram Stories. It just gives your brand a more personable feel. It's a great way to garner that feedback. And it's also a good way for you to keep in the loop and stay top of mind with your audience members as well, no matter if they just left your store or if they haven't been to your store in months. And then next, he went over how to create a loyalty program. A loyalty program is important because you want to have that place for you to reward your loyal customers, but also a way for you to keep your new customers engaged as well, for them to have a reason to keep coming back besides your awesome customer service. And last but not least, Skip wrapped everything up with how to optimize your Contact Us page and support messaging. Now, I know we went over a lot of great topics, but with Main Street Hub, what we're doing over here is we're actually giving you a free assessment for attending. So everyone that attended today, you do get a free assessment. That's where our social media advisors walk you through your social media sites and actually give you tips and tricks on how to make sure you're making the most out of your online presence. So I'm going to drop that link in this box right here. But definitely wanted to give a huge shout out to Skip from eHopper. Thank you so much for giving us all this great content and sharing all your knowledge with everyone on this webinar today. I'm sure everyone is very appreciative of that, of how they can make sure they're connecting with their customers in store even more, and also on my side of making sure they're connecting with them online. So definitely wanted to give a huge thank you and a huge shout out to Skip and eHopper. Now, don't forget to tweet us. No problem. No, thank you for being here. Now, don't forget to tweet us at Main Street Hub and at eHopper POS. And also don't forget to use our dedicated hashtag for today, hashtag online and in store. Now, with all that being said, that was a mouthful. I'm going to turn it over to y'all. It's time for questions. So any questions that y'all have, feel free to put them in the chat box, and Skip and I are ready for them.
Geoffrey, you want to field the question about the replay link that may or may not be going out?
Yes. Perfect. Yes. So that is also something else. At the end, it takes usually about an hour, hour and a half to play it back, and then we will be sending out a recording to everyone that did and did not attend. So if you just registered for this webinar, you will be getting a recording of the webinar today. So that was a good question, Brooke. Thank you. Yes. Any questions, whether that's social media or connecting with your customers more in person, in store, we're here to answer those.
Uh, my
Okay.
Yeah,
Skip, I think
sure.
this is
That's
going to be
something I can
you.
build. So basically, this is going to be done through your point of sale system. I can speak for eHopper point of sale now. I know that if you just log into our back office, we have customization options for your sales receipt. Another example of this is maybe you need to print a front of house receipt for the bar, but then food needs to go to the kitchen. And maybe that kitchen receipt needs an extra 3 inches of padding on the top. But we offer full customization features to add extra padding on there, provide a customized message, upload a video that's displayed on the customer facing display. So all of these things should be done by your point of sale provider, whether or not that is your computer integration with your printer, maybe you have an all-in-one terminal. So depending on your point of sale configuration, there's a few options to do this, but again, just selecting the proper point of sale should be able to allow you to customize all of these options. And I would encourage everyone to visit eHopper.com for a point of sale solution that would.
Okay. And thank you for that answer, Skip, and thank you for asking that question as well. And also, I see one from Diana. She says, I've done promotions on social media and that has worked, not as I would, but have new customers. But in store, it's been hard for me to make my customers follow on social media. At the end, I have two groups. So I would say to this, Diana, is you really want to make sure that you're not just running just promotions on social media. You're not just posting for the sake of posting. So what I mean by that is you definitely want to make sure that you're being consistent with your posting and you're varying your post. So you might want to throw out a question and ask your customers, why do you continue to come to us? Or different things like that. You definitely want to make sure that you're making them feel like you want them to engage with your business online. That's the point of social media content. So maybe you try looking at your posting strategy and go from there, because the more engaging posts that you do on your social media sites, on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, that's going to render more engagement from your audience members online with you as well. And in return, you definitely want to make sure that you're not doing a lot of promotions online. You want to make sure you're scaling that back. So I always suggest posting between 2 to 4 times a week. You don't want to be bombarded by posts, and that just seems not real and authentic. So take a step back, look how many times you're posting, look how many times that you're using promotional posts, and try working in other types of posts, whether that's showing off your team, asking questions, being an expert in your industry on social media. These are all types of posts that are going to gain more attention and make you seem like you're actually wanting to get engagement from your audience and have conversations with them online, just like you would in person.
Yes.
No problem. Thank you for asking that question. All right, I tried doing a lot of engaging posts on social media by asking questions, but they like the posts but do not engage. Okay, so with this, you definitely want to make sure that when you are doing your engaging posts, that you're spreading them out. And if it's not working, switch it up to something else. make sure that when you're posting, you're not just posting just to get something out there. Be smart about your posting. So one thing that I've seen that works really well with businesses, especially small local businesses, is making sure you're an expert in your field. So maybe do a wellness tip Wednesday, or if you're a plumbing business, do a plumbing tip Thursday. So give your audience something to engage with, and it's not always about them talking, even though that's what you want. You want that engagement, but you definitely want to make sure that what you're posting out there is that you are giving them that educational value. You are giving them entertaining posts. So maybe have you tried memes? You definitely want to make sure that you're doing that. Um, you do a tip Tuesday. So maybe it's just you looking at it and looking at your posting
Geoffrey,
strategy and
another
maybe taking a
recommendation I
break
would
and
have
seeing like
for
what's working, what's
if you're
not
a business
working,
and you're
and trying
already
to figure
using a
out a new
hashtag
strategy
like Tip
for that
Tuesday
as
and you're
well.
not happy with the results, spend a little time with the rest of those hashtags. So I would imagine, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but Tip Tuesday is probably that's probably a hashtag that's being used several thousands of times a day. So as a business owner, look at that hashtag, see which posts are being engaged with, see which posts are showing up in the top of the search results, and try to
Mm-hmm.
mirror the format and the content of some of those posts. Try to mirror the voice. Are they using images versus video? Was it a live video that included the hashtag Tip Tuesday? So like Geoffrey was saying, just try to optimize your own content, but maybe look at your competition if you're using a competitive hashtag such as.
Awesome, and thank you for that point of view as well, Skip. Like he's very right. Like use hashtags. Hashtags are going to make your post more relevant, and it's going to get more eyes on your post as well. But if there are no other questions, definitely want to say again, thank you so much, Skip, for being here. Thank you for giving this great, valuable information. I wish everybody was clapping, we could hear that. But thank you, everyone, for attending today's webinar. We will be sending out a copy of this webinar as well. So thank you all for attending. I hope you all have a great rest of your
Thanks,
week
everyone.
and you all have a great weekend. So thank you so much. And